What kind of challenge do you face when you go against a team with Chase Young and Montez Sweat out there?
Yeah, they're a good defense. Definitely starts up front, like you said. They got those two guys and a lot of guys who can get after the passer and disrupt the game with their pass rush. So we got to do a good job, getting the ball out on time and protecting, making sure we're on the same page and communicating well. But they're certainly a good front, and we'll be ready for it.
You've had success against them. Is there something that you're able to see when you play them?
I don't know, not necessarily. I think every year is different, every team's different, every game is different. So we'll prepare for this one, individually of the others. But I think we'll have a good game plan going in.
Daniel, on Sunday, Chase Young in particular did not have the kind of game he expected to have in terms of getting pressure on Herbert. What do you expect from him Thursday?
Yeah, well, he's a good player. He's proven that, and like I said, we'll be ready for him. Thought Herbert did a good job getting the ball out on time and making reads and being decisive there. So that's the challenge. We'll protect well and then understand where we are as far as communication, getting on the same page, and then me getting the ball out of my hands.
When you're watching film, obviously you're watching the defense, like their defense. How much do you, kind of alluded to it, how much do you pay attention when an opposing quarterback does some things well against that defense? Obviously you're not going to change your style, but you say like, oh, maybe I got to focus on trying to do that, work for that guy.
Yeah, I think there's definitely things you can pick up from watching other guys play, and you can kind of see their game plan or their mindset going into games. And we have a different system, different players, different players, but there's definitely things you can learn there. And I think he did a good job getting the ball out of his hand.
Danny, you've had a lot of success against Washington. I think you're 4-0 against them. Is there a common thread that's run through what you've been able to do against them?
I don't think so. I think each game's different and each team's different from year to year. So we'll prepare for this one and be ready to play Thursday.
You guys have started 0-2 each of your first 2 years. You've seen how hard it is to dig out of those early holes. How important does that make this game for you to avoid that?
Yeah, it's certainly big. Every game is big, and we've got to do a good job coming back, learning from the things that happen on Sunday, and making sure we correct them and move forward. So we treat it 1 week at a time, and focus our full efforts on Washington and getting a win this week.
You guys seem to have all the weapons, but you're not putting up the points. Do you have to do it to make yourselves, or to just believe you can do it?
I think we all believe we can do it. We've got to execute and be more consistent with it. I think situationally we got to be better in certain areas and convert some more opportunities. But I think we believe we can do it, and we know we can. So it's about going out there and executing.
You went back and looked at the film. What did you see on the fumble? Is there anything you look at and say, I could have done this, I could have done that?
Just securing the ball better and making sure I'm keeping it tight and keeping it tight to my body throughout the play, even before contact, so it's in a good spot. So I can definitely be better there.
What do you say to the idea of people like, it's year 3, we're talking about the same things, the fumble, why does this keep happening? What's your response to that?
Well, I think each situation is separate from the other, and it's I've got to learn from each one of them and correct them. So that's the way I'm looking at it, and I've certainly studied this one from Sunday and trying to work on it.
How frustrating is it for you that ball security, just in terms of fumbles, continues to be an issue?
Yeah, it's certainly frustrating. Those are big plays and certainly change the game, so I've got to do better.
How fine a line is it knowing when to slide and when to go head first?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain situations where you can probably do both, but I think there's also something to learn, from that on Sunday and making those decisions.
Complete revisionist history, but would you have, if if you had the chance to do it over, would you slide in that spot, or are you still okay with diving, just protecting it better? Is in your mind the move there?
Yeah, I think certainly protecting it better, but watching the film and definitely could have slid also. I think that it might have been smart.
What does it do to your mindset when the defense is basically designed to not let you make explosive plays down the field? I know that was something Denver did, and Joe says, and Washington does. So how do you approach that?
I think understanding that. I mean, I think you never want to assume anything. So just because they're designed that way, there's still ways to create explosive plays and making sure you're seeing it and confirming it after the snap. So, I think that's a big piece of it. But, I think a big way to create explosive plays is doing what you're supposed to, getting the ball where it's supposed to be, and guys breaking tackles and extending plays. So, we got to do a good job with that.
Take two more. Hey Daniel, after you hit Slayton for that deep pass in the first drive, the next play call was like a jet sweep to Kadarius. I know that's early in the game. You have a script. Do you have a second play call in your helmet you can check to there, or early on, are you running what you guys talked about then?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain plays through the game that we can check and try to get in certain looks and make sure we're in a good look for what we want to run. But, those are different plays here, here and there. So, I got to do a good job seeing it and making sure we're good to go.
You need to kind of block out things that are maybe coming from outside, or you think you're kind of wired just the way you are, that nothing really bothers you?
I certainly don't seek it out. I don't pay attention to much of it, but part of the job is being able to handle it, and I think I certainly can. I'm not sure it affects my day-to-day preparation or how I go into a game.
Does it make a difference that it's a national game, that maybe a little bit more pressure, a little bit more discussion just about you in particular and how important this season is?
Not particularly. I think every game's a big game, especially these divisional games. So we'll be ready to go.